Alright, let me know if I'm not speaking loud enough too. All of these shrubs you're going to see that have a reddish looking bark to them, it's called a winter huckleberry. It's also called sugarberry, farkleberry, sparkleberry. The berries get ripe in the fall and they're sort of bland tasting until the frost hits them. Then they make great pies. But this is one of the best herbs out there you can find for high blood pressure and for diabetes. It regulates both, so I actually use it for people that are hypoglycemic, low blood sugar, and have low blood pressure, so you don't tend to work with those as much. Usually it's high sugar and high blood pressure. For example, Jane and I were going up the Grand Canyon one year, and on the train we ran into a guy and his wife, and he got talking, and he said, you know, I've got sugar diabetes, it's, you know, not going to be changed by my diet because I'm not going to change my diet. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. Do you have anything that'll help me? So we put them on this, and they live in California. About every 3 months I get an email saying, hey, please send more. This is the best stuff in the world. It's keeping it under control. Had a friend in Gadsden that when the steel plant closed, he lost his job, lost his insurance, and couldn't get his blood pressure medicine. So he stayed on this for 2 years, and he liked it just as much as the medication he was on. He finally got back on the pills only because he got insurance and it was just easier to pop a pill than make the tea. When you boil the branches of this, it tastes sort of like boiled cabbage, just real faintly. And in about a week, you start to see results from it. Had a professor at Jacksonville State that got on it, and a week later I got an email from her saying, well, when's this stuff supposed to work? The next morning I got an email from her that said, never mind. I had it checked and it's already working. And what you use on this are the branches when they're about this big. And because you want to use the inner bark, the cambrium layer, but it's too little, it's too small to just raw set off, so you just take these, and I use about 6 this diameter to a gallon and a half of water. And it'll turn the water a pinkish, orangey red color, depending on the time of the year. You can also use the leaves, but they're not as strong. If you don't have the huckleberry where you live, you can use any of the blueberry bushes, but they're not quite as good.